We are now joined by UFC flyweight Rachael Ostovich. We'll take our first question from Jay Anderson with Gateside Press.
Thanks very much. And Rachel, welcome back. I'm going to start with a light one. Derek Lewis said his Instagram cannot compete with you, but he's going to open an OnlyFans for his feet. How do you think he'll do?
Oh, you know what's funny? I just finished talking to him in the next door over. So that's really funny. I'm gonna have to ask him about that and get, the discount codes for all of that.
So you're on board with it. Cool. On a more serious note, welcome back. It's been a
Thank you.
crazy year for everyone, for yourself in particular, because there's been the pandemic, the time away, the USADA suspension of the tainted supplement. I was wondering if you could just give us an idea of the roller coaster that you've been on.
Oh man, this roller coaster did not stop. There was no end game for this one. Just right back into this fight game. Feels nice. I feel, really refreshed to be here. Um, just getting here, there was, a bunch of, with my last fights and all those obstacles I had to go through and jump through. I'm glad it's all over and I'm back here and ready to do the thing. Do the damn thing.
The USADA process in particular, we've seen different sanctions for different fighters regarding Osterine and contaminated supplements. Josh Barnett went all the way to the point of taking it to arbitration and getting off of a warning. How happy were you with how everything played out in the end?
You know how everything played out. I guess I couldn't have, you know, asked for a better, conclusion. Happy that it's over. I feel like that whole situation in itself was, I don't even know how it happened, to be honest. And I think that's just the thing with USADA. Their technology is so good, I guess, that they can like trace things back to years and years and years ago, things you consumed unknowingly. There's so much. I think this is a problem for the nutrition companies that aren't regulated. I think there needs to bring more awareness out to other fighters and even the general public. I feel like a lot of people are misinformed on USADA and their, especially our sports nutrition industry, I guess, supplement industry.
Well, the good news is you're back. I wanted to ask though, what has training camp been like for you during the pandemic in terms of, or in comparison to just a normal camp?
With these COVID times, I feel that there's lots of changes. Just being here at Fight Week, there has been tons of changes. And it's definitely something that, I have to get used to, that everyone's getting used to. This is the new reality of 2020. Um, Training wise, gyms were closed in Hawaii. It was very different. No one was training. I'm blessed to have a family gym where we own our gym and we were able to have access to the gym to train. And, that was a blessing in itself. I think the only thing that was hard was finding training partners. I'm already limited to female training partners in Hawaii because I do live on an island. So even with COVID, it made things a little even harder. I'm grateful to have such a great support system with my ohana, my family. My brother, he is also a professional fighter. My sister, she helped train. She was also a wrestler. So, we're all it really is a family. This I wouldn't be here without.
Well, I'm glad to hear you've got the support. Last one for me then. Just give us your thoughts on this matchup. It does seem as if both you and Gina have your backs to the wall a little bit, and that sometimes makes for extra motivation and a little more explosiveness.
Exactly. I know that she needs this win just as much as I do. Um, but I'm going in there and I'm coming for that win. And this is serious. This could be my last fight. So I'm looking at in that terms. I've had a really great, you know, despite the COVID and all those circumstances, uh, I've had a really great training camp. So I'm feeling really good going into this fight. And
All right. Well, thanks very much. Looking forward to it this Saturday.
We'll take our next set of questions from Stephen Morocco with Vox Media.
Rachel, when you say last fight, do you mean last fight period or last fight in the UFC?
I'm thinking maybe even the last fight in the UFC. You just never know. I see people get cut for way less.
How does that change the stakes of things for you? How does that feel coming into a fight after such a long layoff?
You know, coming into a fight after such a long layoff, you know, there is, you know, that ring rust theory. I think that my mind is strong. I feel that I'm focused and I'm ready for this fight. I know that stakes are high for me and for Gina, and that just makes it even more entertaining for a really good fight.
Is there anything you'd like the world to know about your situation with USADA in terms of how things played out and your level of responsibility and what happened?
Honestly, the whole USADA situation is behind me. I've put it in my past. I forgot about it because when it happened, honestly, I was caught by major surprise. I'm a panic girl. You know, I hardly even take supplements, period. So it just didn't make sense to me. So, you know, I just had to roll with it and just, you know, keep being positive and keep, you know, jumping those hurdles of, you know, these fights. And, you know, I thank the fans. I thank my family for still supporting me and being on my side regardless. Um, so, you know, it is what it is. And I think that as far as, you know, with USADA and like that, you know, there's a lot of, I get a lot of negative comments from people. I feel like a lot of people aren't educated with the supplement industry on how they are not regulated. So I feel that if people were more, you know, aware of how things work with the supplement industry and with USADA, you know, there would be a better understanding. And even for me, I take responsibility at the end of the day, and I'm more aware. I look at everything now. Like, does this have this label on it? Does this have a label on it? You know, like I cough drops. Nope. Like, can't even go to Jamba Juice, drink their protein drinks. You know, it's come down to that. So I've, you know, something I never thought I'd had to worry about. I worry about now, and I'm a lot more aware of it. So that's
What was
that.
what was the supplement or supplements that caused the positive test? Do you know?
I believe it was Ostarine.
Well,
So
I mean, what was the actual supplement that you took, like the over-the-counter name?
I don't know. I
Oh,
I
wow.
I kind of don't know. A lot of times what they do is they just, you know, you send them whatever you might have, you know, took or digested or what you may have ate, and you know, they make you like jot it down, like what was your food diary, what did you eat from this, and to go back and think maybe 2 months ago, what did I eat on this day, this day, this day. You know, it's almost impossible. I think it's I'm not a fan at all of the whole thing. I do appreciate that they keep the fighters safe and, you know, there's no steroid use, but there is like fine lines where they need to just make some changes to
The last one for me. What do
maybe
you
some
think of?
other fighter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Last one for me. What do you think of Paige Van Zant's transition to bare-knuckle boxing?
I think that's great. If that's something that she wants to do and that's something that she wants to pursue, then I support her.
Is that something you've ever considered?
Someone has reached out to me to do that. I think even before, maybe like 2 years ago, they reached out, and that's not something that I would want to do at the moment or even in the near future. I love where I'm at and I want to stay here.
Thanks.
We'll take our next set of questions from Omer Mortzavici with S Sport.
Hi Rachel, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. What kind of mental preparation did you come this weekend because you lost too much?
I'm sorry, what was that?
what your mental preparation in this weekend? Because you lost your last match too much.
Mental preparation because I lost too much. Losing is a part of life. A loss isn't a loss unless you are not learning anything. I've learned from every single fight. I learned from every single win. I think it's all about your mindset, and my mindset is strong. I'm ready for this fight, and that doesn't. My record doesn't make or break me at all. I know who I am and what I possess.
Yeah, thanks. Uh, you have a lot of fans in Turkey. What would you say to the fans in Turkey?
I want to thank my fans all over the world, especially in Turkey. I appreciate you guys standing by my side and supporting me. It doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel.
Next question is from Jim Barcelone with the Miami Herald.
Hey, thank you so much. I'm curious, with all that's being said and all you've been through, how appreciative are you to be at this point where you're getting another fight with UFC? And even at a time, did you think like, oh my gosh, this may not happen?
You know, it's funny you asked that. I kind of went through this whole fight camp, even this fight week, very positive, very focused, but at the same time, I was like, is this gonna happen? Is this really gonna happen? Is something gonna pop, another USADA test or COVID test or something? Like you just never know in 2020. So my guard is up, but I'm ready for it all.
How do you feel about the MMA game today and your involvement with it? You said this might be your last UFC fight. You don't know. Is the plan moving forward to stay in MMA at wherever?
The plan is to stay in MMA in the UFC. I'm not saying that this is my last fight. I just think that, another loss 3 in a row, that won't be good. I know how that looks. I've seen people get cut for way less. That's how I look at things. MMA is definitely, I've been doing it for 10 years. That's what I love to do. If they decide me to keep me, even after a loss, which is not gonna happen, I'll be grateful too. And it's kind of like you just have to block out the haters. And hey, I'm doing what I love to do on the best show in the world. So it is what it is.
And lastly, for me, the training process for this fight, especially because of what you know now more about diet and supplements and all these things that you had to go through, who knew? And all, did it change your training too, or did you more or less just keep the training the same way as you were training?
There was changes with COVID. There was changes in my diet and nutrition. I basically didn't take any supplements, very minimal. I didn't want to chance really anything. Even with my eating, I mostly prepared all my food just in case. um, very, very strict on what I consume.
Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you so much.
That's all the time we have for you today, Rachel. Thank you.
Mahalo.